whatever issues the actual script had. But, you know, what do you love about features? What do you love about series? And how do you make decisions sometimes about how something would work better?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question, Lois. Not everything, works better in a expanded treatment of it. Some things can feel padded or, overcooked. I think this particular one benefited greatly from it. I think the ability to stay with that character and have more time to breathe and have more ability to get into the nuances of her character and her contradictions and her complexity. And there was something in, having to get this into 110 pages that seemed reductive. And it seemed more like the sports story, I would say, because you had to get from the orphanage to the championship, in a 2-hour run. So you were almost obligated to, just on a plot level, to service her more as like a sports character than as a coming of age personal story. For me, I mean, I'm a movie guy. I grew up watching movies, and 90% of what I've done has been to make movies. But the world's changed. It's changed radically, or I would say it's always changing. But the trend has obviously been away from the kind of stories that I love being able to be made as theatrical motion pictures, starting in 2008, probably, with the whole economic collapse here, and maybe the aging out of the baby boomer generation, and certainly the advent of digital technology and the internet. And there's been all of these forces and factors. And now, with the pandemic, we're right now in a completely non-theatrical space, and nobody knows when or how theatrical could return. I was just on a call this morning with some, major players talking about that, because I have another film that I have made that hasn't been released yet, and it's a movie. And so, it seems everybody hopes and believes that with a vaccine that, the human imperative to want to go out socially and gather in groups and experience certain stories as a collective experience will return. But, to what degree it will return and whether it will ever go back to what it was. And for me, what it had become even before the pandemic was a pretty narrow space of, I would say, kind of spectacle. Huge commercial franchises that are designed to be kind of just spectacular visual experiences, but to a large degree, aren't as interested in character and psychology and sociology and politics and things that the movies I grew up with were much more relevant to us.
And I do